Howdy. Good to find you on my channel. Special Places Refresh. In this video I am pleased to present you an amazingly special place, Merry Cemetery. The Merry Cemetery, Romanian, Cemetery-Cimitirul Vesel pronounced Cemetery-Cimitirul Vesel, is a cemetery in the village of Săpânța, Maramureș County, Romania. It is famous for its brightly colored tombstones with naive paintings describing, in an original and poetic manner, the people who are buried there in addition to scenes from their lives. The Merry Cemetery became an open-air museum and a national tourist attraction. The unusual feature of this cemetery is that it diverges from the prevalent belief, culturally shared within European societies, a belief that views death as something indelibly solemn. Connections with the local Dacian culture have been made, a culture whose philosophical tenets presumably vouched for the immortality of the soul and the belief that death was a moment filled with joy and anticipation for a better life. See also Zalmoxianism. A collection of the epitaphs from the Merry Cemetery exists in a 2017 volume called Cruçal de la Săpânța, compiled by author Roxana Mahalcea, as well as in a photography book titled The Merry Cemetery of Săpânța by Peter Caiaphas. The people of Săpânța celebrate death. When a villager passes away, the entire village community dresses in black and visits him in his house to pay their last respects. After 3 days of mourning, he is led to his final resting place in a solemn march with an open coffin. But then the mourning is over again, because in Săpânța there is the only cemetery where the dead are commemorated. The Merry Cemetery now houses around 800 blue-painted crosses, all protected by a small pointed roof. On these crosses, the life of the buried is depicted in a humorous way, both in masterfully crafted pictures and in carved texts. Even if you don't speak Romanian, just looking at the detailed pictures is an absolute highlight. The artists at the Happy Cemetery. Until 1977, the local artist Ioan Patrus, who created the first artistic epitaph for a relative in 1932, was responsible for the elaborate crosses. The custom found favor, and everyone in Săpânța wanted a colorful cross and a carved obituary for their deceased relatives. On his own cross, which he still made himself, is written in excerpts, "Since the age of 14, I have had to earn money. From 62 countries they have visited me until yesterday, but whoever comes now will no longer find me." His successor is Dumitru Pop, who also likes to invite visitors to his modest home once in a while. The wood artist's wooden hut looks just as fantastic as the cemetery. Almost every inch too is decorated with carvings. Probably the most famous portrait works on the walls show the Romanian ex-dictator Ceausescu and his wife, as well as the entire staff of the former Central Committee of the Romanian Socialist Party. Funny anecdotes from the Happy Cemetery in Săpânța. Memorial to the living. Schnapps is a snake that brings us sorrow and toil. To whom the liquor tastes good, it will fare as it did to me. From the time of the Hungarian occupation, I have lived 58 years. Woe is me, I have died badly. Surely it's I and my name. I was grazing my sheep in the garden in Belmezau when a bad Hungarian approached. He shot me in the head, separated my head from my body, and thus brought me to my grave. May he be cursed forever. Arrogant self-absorption. As long as I have lived in the world, I have liked too many things. I have lived well because of a beautiful man beside me. Dear man, you should go on living well. Because of me you will be jealous anyway as long as you live. You won't find another one like me. Arrogant self-absorption. As long as I have lived in the world, I have liked too many things. I have lived well because of a beautiful man beside me. Dear man, you should go on living well. Because of me you will be jealous anyway as long as you live. You won't find another one like me. Political criticism. As long as we were in the world, we planted beautiful fruit trees. The old woman always spun the thread and I harvested apples. I harvested a lot, but we didn't eat many apples because we had to deliver them to the LPG. For the mother-in-law. Under this heavy cross lies my poor mother-in-law. 3 more days should she have lived. I would lie, and she would read this cross. You, who here are passing by, not to wake her up please try. Cause she comes back home. She'll scold me more, but I will surely behave, so she'll not return from grave. Stay here, my dear mother-in-law. Do not forget about the subscription and I like. I'm waiting for you in the next clip. Thank you very much.